like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing.
Close to 150 years ago, a feud lit this area on fire. The Hatfields being on the West Virginia side, and the McCoys not that far away on the Kentucky side. Though the feud players are now long gone, you can still see and feel the residue left behind if you look for it. Proof that they existed, loved, and lost in this wild and beautiful part of the world. Devil Anse Hatfield, whose real name is William Anderson, led the West Virginia Hatfields, while Randall McCoy, whose name is Randolph, was over the large family McCoys in Kentucky. Now, was some of this sensationalized? Probably. But was some of it true? Absolutely. And the large families led to endless bloodlines here and beyond of Hatfields and McCoys, and each one has his or her own story. Today we're going to talk about a very troubled soul named Wayne Hatfield. Though he tried to make good choices in life, he just was always brought back to bad decisions and his old ways, which eventually cost his life at the young age of 30. This is the strange tale of Wayne Warren Hatfield. Some people just truly can't change. Wayne Hatfield was born in Logan County, West Virginia in 1879. He's the son of Devil Anse Hatfield's brother Elias, or as they called him, Good Elias. Good Elias was involved directly in the feud, but that's not a story for right now. He seemed to always be in trouble and fairly wild. He was the third child of at least 4 born to Elias and Elizabeth Hatfield. I don't have as much info on Wayne as one would like, but what I do know is pretty crazy.
Matewan, West Virginia, December 25, 1899. Wayne Hatfield, a son of Elias Hatfield, of Logan County, and a brother of Gremory and Doc Hatfield, shot and killed a son of George Hatfield of Ben Creek, in George Bromer's store, being an unprovoked murder. Wayne was pursued across the river by R.W. Buskirk and arrested in Kentucky. Buskirk turned him over to Ballard Hatfield, the deputy sheriff of Pike County, Kentucky, who had seen the killing, but the Pike County deputy soon let his prisoner escape. Much indignation exists over the conduct of both the corporation and Pike County officers. Wayne's father was alleged to have been among the party that killed the 3 McCoy boys on the opposite side of the river some years ago, at the beginning of this feud, and is a nephew of Bad Ants.
So there's not much more to the story besides newspaper articles, but what I do know is that he never got into any trouble for this killing, and I don't know any more details about exactly why it happened, but he did kill his cousin. It's kind of weird. But either way, after this, he went to Baltimore for several years and decided to study medicine and become a doctor, which he was successful at. He eventually came back to Logan and practiced medicine there before going to Wyoming County and practicing medicine there for a while. Eventually, he came back to Gilbert Creek. In 1906, he met and married Mary Ellis. This was about 4 years before his death, and in that period of time, they had 3 children. Now let's get to what actually happened to Wayne. He was trying to make his life better. He was trying to build a family. He was trying to probably make his family proud. All the things that normal people kind of aspire to do. But maybe he had a problem with alcohol. I've kind of wondered if that stemmed a lot of these problems, because you kind of, when you're reading about this stuff, you get wind here and there of there being pretty heavy alcohol play in a lot of these situations. So you have to wonder who had a drinking problem, or who abused alcohol to a point where you do stupid things. But either way, alcohol definitely led to the demise of Wayne. So this is a news article in 1910. Dr. Wayne Hatfield was shot and killed in Gilbert Creek near the river late Monday by a 16-year-old boy whose name is given as Blankenship. It is said that the young doctor had been drinking and got into some trouble with the boy. Some reports state that the doctor threatened the boy with a knife when suddenly the youth pulled a gun and shot the doctor, killing him instantly. He had been rather wild. It is alleged that his brothers have gotten him out of several scrapes. Several years ago, he shot and killed George Hatfield, a cousin, in Charles Harmon's saloon in Matewan. He was arrested at McCoy, Kentucky, but was later released. A strange foretelling of his death comes in the form of a story from Williamson, West Virginia. It appears that his brother Greenway Hatfield on Monday night was talking to a number of men about the young doctor when suddenly Greenway spoke up and said, "The boy is always getting into trouble," and it would not surprise me to hear that he had gotten killed at any time. Later on, he received the message telling him that his brother had indeed been killed that same day. Now, Mary Ellis, his wife, went on to live a little bit longer, but she died at 45 years old of a perforated ulcer. So there's no, happy ending to any of this. I just hope that the time they did have alive, that they were alive, that they enjoyed life a little bit at least. These stories can be so sad, but I guess it's not unlike our own stories. We have sadness and death and loss. It's just part of life. But either way, I just wanted to bring this story to you guys. On a side note, his father, Good Elias, was hit by a train. Not that, I think he was like 60 years old or something, which is pretty wild. So I don't know. The way these people live their lives and ended their lives just kind of blow me away as I look into it. But either way, I hope you enjoyed the story, and we will see you next time on the Hillbilly Files. We are actually getting ready to hit the road and bring you some stuff from different areas. Some stories that we've looked into that we haven't been able to go do because we need to kind of stay the weekend. But we're getting ready to do that in April. So hopefully it'll open up some new avenues. Anyways, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.